Did you ever ask yourself why you clicked the video? You know, in today's case, that's a pretty simple answer for you because that is the last episode of Purrina Zoo. Purrina Hill Zoo is actually our franchise mode that we are playing currently. It is Planet Zoo hard mode, and we set ourselves the goal to only build a full zoo with carnivore cats. That means we have all the cats in the game, big cats, felines, and so on and so forth. You guys educated me along the way, and today I'm going to talk you through the last speed build of at least the habitat speed builds. We're starting off with the Siberian tiger. It's going to be a layered habitat in which we are having certain layers that they can move up and down, just, you know, making sure that the actual habitat from them is resembled in the best way possible. And we will also feature some cool little things like a bridge later on, you'll see in the real-time part, and a building that is apparently inspired by the architecture of, like, maybe even the Siberian areas there, with a couple of influences obviously from Asia as well, but just like very tiny. I just googled some images and took whatever suited me. We do have to build with the Arctic wood pieces, which you'll see here, and if you want to see a little spoiler how the whole thing looks at the end, to not click away, here you go, the spoiler for you. And that's that, you know, back to what we built. Now, I really hope you guys stay with me because there are a couple of interesting things we're debating today and discussing and speaking about. But I think the first and most obvious thing should be I have decided on a brand new franchise, which I'm going to announce in about 2 or 3 minutes what that is. You guys gave me so many ideas. I couldn't even resist to make a list and then just, you know, go A, B, C, D, D, A, C, A, B, B, you know, just trying to see what's best for me. But oh my god, you guys came up with so many great things that it was really a hard decision. But I have one, which again, I'm going to talk you through in a couple of seconds. But before we do so, let me just quickly say that this Siberian tiger habitat over here was a lot of fun to do. I love the building here on top. Obviously, that's going to be the shelter for the animals, which guests won't be able to see unless they are risking their lives at night by just climbing inside of the habitat and just then get a little look inside. You know, realistically, it's obviously not like super realistic. There's not really a connection to any backstage or whatnot. But as you guys know, this is a franchise mode in which we're not really looking too much at realism. This is a franchise mode where we were really trying to make sure that we have a working zoo with only big cats in hard mode, which to be honest, till this day, I don't have, like, technically the zoo works because we can sell animals, but it is not self-sustainable in a way because we still do have an insane amount of refunds by the guests because, first of all, they are always thirsty, and second of all, the education rating is still pretty meh, so we have to focus on that. Last episode we also did set up a little tour, which I haven't even seen once in the entire, since we have the DLC, I haven't seen a single tour, because in the time where we had the DLC early access, my computer was broken. Once it worked, the tour was broken until Frontier fixed it with the day 1 patch, but still that is you know, not really helpful when you don't have the time to, you know, test out the tour. But I promised you guys to speak about the new franchise. I hope you guys are excited. We are going to do a, well, the semi-aquatic dome, I want to call it. It's not going to be a full dome, but we are going to do an only Arctic zoo. So we only will have winter animals. It's going to be a mini-series. The lady designer inspired me to do a mini-series, and the even better news is I'm going to record the entire franchise mode between Christmas and New Year's Eve. I do have some time. I spoke to my wife and I will find a slot in which I'm going to create that in like 2 or 3 days. So that's going to be very awesome. So it's your time now to put all of your ideas about an Arctic zoo down in the comments. Which biome would you favor? Which animals have to be in there? Which maybe you don't want to see? So let me know in the comments down below. But now it's time to head over to the real-time Rudy, because he's gonna guide you through making foliage and some other little adjustments in here. So have fun with him. See you there. We are in the real-time part, and before we actually go on, one thing I'm just going to quickly do is outline the habitat, but then we have to talk about a couple of things in this zoo, because this is the last actual you know, a video with an animal in here. It's not the last video of the series though, but it's the last one with an animal in. We gotta fix certain things. I'm gonna show you in a bit what the actual like status is of all of that. It's, you know, it's a little bit more tricky than it might seem, because the park is working rather well when you consider it being focused on selling animals. But if we wouldn't be selling animals at this stage, this park would be bankrupt already for quite a while. So the target has to be also to end this on a very high, because I want to upload this to the workshop as a park for you guys to explore. And that means I definitely want to give you guys a working zoo that honestly also is profitable. Well, technically, if you play that as a sandbox, it doesn't matter. Also, if you guys do encounter some weird noises in the background, that is insane rain at the moment. It is like pouring down like I haven't seen it in a long time, and it's kind of weird. The forecast for the next weeks actually is exactly the same, like 10 degrees and rain. Like we've had like quite a cold breeze the last couple weeks, like 2 weeks of almost like always below zero, and now it's back to April, but just like April and January for all the time, like December and January for all the time. So now as the habitat is fixed, let me just quickly, also I thought, you know, this would be nice, but let's just change that right away into yeah, no, I mean, I like quite the gabion, to be honest. It's climbable, but we can fix that by just raising that like 3 meters and then just say climb proof on both sides. There you go. Not sure if I have to do something over there, but yeah, later on you shouldn't be able to see anything. I'm gonna put some rocks and stuff in front of it. I have a good idea for what we do here, but yeah, I will just finish up the habitat. Now, as this is the focus point, I want to quickly show you something before we go on. Now, last episode we did do the caracal over here, which is rather neat, but what you can also tell is that donations are not flowing in whatsoever. We don't have any education. I think this box does have something in, yeah, exactly. So I've not done anything about education whatsoever, so I basically need to put certain things down. Oh, have I still yes, the random rotation is still on, so that's why it's tricky. You know, we can also just put something down like this, you know, making sure that there's at least something, you know, put the education board right next to it. I will do a certain episode on only doing these things, because otherwise this is gonna... Oh, there's no power over here. See, that's the next problem we have. So we can also go into traditional medicine. It doesn't matter. Do we put some powers down here? Let's go to facilities, power. We can just put a solar panel down. I think that's fine. We don't need to focus too much on where we put it. I think that's fine over there. Do we need more energy? No, I think we don't. So that's fine. We do have some educational stuff over there. Nice. But as I said, like the biggest issue is not education anymore, as you can see over here. It's still not good, but it's not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is overall happiness, also down to thirst. We do have tours now. I haven't seen a single tour quite yet. I'm not sure if I set everything up or whatnot, but it just didn't work. And we still do the vet research and the... important research overall, but I'm not sure. Can I just stop that? Stop it, please. Okay, there you go. Go back, and you can do the caracal, and we will have Siberian tiger in a while, so we can stop you already. Nice. Okay. So what we're gonna do real quick before do anything else is we're just gonna go to trading, reset all the filters, say Siberian tiger. I do hope we can afford something, because we don't have... Yeah, we just gotta go to cash listings, confirm, and just hope there's anything. Nope, there isn't anything. Okay, well then we have to go to our trading center and see if we can sell anything from over here. Let me just go to the oldest age. Okay, well actually these are all elderly, so we have to go with the common ostrich. I'm not sure, like, oh my god, this is actually nothing. This one is, you know, we don't really get anything here. We can't, because they are all juvenile. Okay, so let's release them to the wild. Okay, let me just quickly check if there is anything. If we go for we just don't need that. Let's go species. Okay, so we gotta have to sort them by price, and we do get some affordable ones over here. That is good. I'm gonna take that one. That was very cheap indeed. And then we do still have some. That's good. Fertility is that's fine. I can actually go with this. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Okay, now I didn't think that this would happen, but we do have Siberian tigers now. Where are they? Where are they? Hello? Am I blind? There's one, there's two. Send them to the zoo. That was a rhyme. That was totally not intended. Oh, we don't have a path there. Let's just quickly put down the stuff path there. Where do I connect this logically? We don't have, like, this is where the next backstage areas. We do need a backstage area here anyways, so let's just plop these things down as we go. There you go. Can just make a staircase down. It doesn't even look too clunky. I mean, it's pretty easy to just make that look good in the end. So let's just bring it all over, and then we just go with a last bit of stuff path over here. That's a bit, but you know, that's fine. And we gotta check now, is the water touched by water purification, by the way? It's not. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, then we just put down all the facilities. Let me just quickly put this one over here. Do we need power? Of course we need power. That's too small. How about the wind turbine? It does work, awesome. And then we just can go with that one here and a staff room here. Gonna have to dress that up at some point. Why is that not connecting? So okay, let's see if that's all connected. It pretty much doesn't look like. Split from the group, push further, and we can actually put that over then. There you go, awesome. Let me just grab a keeper already. Keeper down here, come on. There you go. Plop him down and just set a, that's fine, set a new work zone. There you go. Well, whatever. Siberian tiger, awesome, that's done. And now we can go back to the animal trading and Siberian tiger. Send to zoo. There you go. Okay, let me just quickly do that and see what is happening. What's the time of day, by the way? Oh, it's quite early in the morning. It's cloudy, nothing else. That's all good. I'm rather certain that they will be able to escape, but that's fine. Look, we have got offspring from the lions again. That is awesome. But you will see in a bit that once I keep it running, the money will go down eventually. But there is a good chance of surviving this problem, because I'm going to show you real quick. It's not really that big of a problem, because the biggest expenses we still have are the refunds, and we will be able to get them lower as we go and as we improve on our education especially, and also on the thirst. And while the thirst is a little bit of a less of a big issue, because we will just plop down shops everywhere, and that's then fine, you know, the education is still one of the biggest issues across the park, which I have to do in a dedicated episode, because that's just taking, I don't know why it is so picky, like really. I mean, in this area you can see it's quite nicely done, but you know, I think I have still a lot of spaces I can cover with education, because over here it's all good, but then over here there's nothing. We also don't have any talks. We don't have, well, we have one talk and one tour, so it's not really that much. But what I wanted to do anyways is I wanted to get that guy in this case, and check the plants coverage, because the good thing about the Siberian tiger is they do require a lot of plants, which I am a big fan of. And so we are going to do this. Let me just quickly check the terrain first. That's all good. We even have deep water for it. That's deep enough? Wait a sec, what? Is that broken? That's not 4 meter, is it? That's 4 meter? You kidding me? Okay, either way, this is a bug or the... Okay, not really sure why, but I mean, it shouldn't calculate anything else. I'm confused. I don't care. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I don't question it. As long as it's that way, it's all good. Random rotation is on again. Awesome. Let's put it on again. There you go. All right, where were we? Sorry for the cut, but my pizza was ready. So I don't know if you guys heard the alarm. I tried to cut it out, but you know, there is a pizza, and I needed to eat the pizza, and I think no one can actually be mad about the fact that I did have a lovely pizza. Now, we're back in here, and well, actually for you, nothing changed, but for me, actually quite a while, and also not a roaring stomach anymore. We are going to finish off this habitat here real quick now with a couple of plants, and I'm gonna go a bit mad with some of the plants, and then we are going to also use a lot of snowy pieces as well, just to make sure that this gets a bit of a snowy vibe. When we get some snow eventually in here, I want to put some coolers down, but therefore the game has to be on play, which I'm going to do in a couple seconds, but not for the episode too long, just to see if everything works with the habitat itself and not particular to get the snow. However, the bracken over here is obviously one of the coolest pieces now to, connect all the dots, so to say, and just make sure that everything looks a little bit more nice. I want to do one thing with you guys. Just I had a little idea of another connection, which I'm going to utilize in a couple seconds because I think this is going to look really cool. I just had that idea while I was going up from eating the pizza. Yeah. Maybe while I'm plopping down these things, and this is maybe not too crazy for you guys or not too interesting to look at. I don't know. Hopefully it is. I don't know. Maybe it's just like me putting down some plants. But I can tell you that we are in the last couple episodes filmed from this computer and this home. Well, actually last is maybe not the right word, but we are moving in late February into our new house. For those of you who haven't caught it, but there have even been videos on the channel about this, but yeah, we're moving into a house. We are now living in a pretty decent flat, and it's actually not a decision against the flat, it's a decision for the house that we got offered, and luckily enough we decided early on, even though it still is a little bit tricky money wise and stuff, and all the crisis popping up, so we have bought it before certain events that happened in the world, and now we have to stick to our decision, which is fine, but it really didn't make things easier, let's put it that way, in terms of paying all the bills and stuff, but it's gonna be great. It's gonna be really cool. I'm really looking forward to it. We are going to have a dedicated streaming room. I mean, this over here is a dedicated office room. It has meant to be an office from the beginning, and basically it was used 90% of the time as a streaming and YouTube room, but it's then with the pandemic happening and stuff, it turned into an office as well, so really used this to the maximum. But in the future we will have a dedicated room for streaming and YouTube only, which is really, really cool. I'm looking forward to that because that's gonna be really cool in terms of sound, and it's in the basement. However, it has been used as a room from musicians actually, so it's very well sound-wise, should be very well balanced and stuff, and I'm really doing my best to really get the most out of it for all of us, for me personally obviously, but also for you as viewers, having even better capabilities of recording and just making sure that the sound is always crystal clear and all these kind of things that I had a bit of a struggle in here because this office always needed to be also functional as an office, but in the new room it's not bigger per se, but it doesn't have the tilted roof, so as like in an attic obviously, but it also is like the ceiling is a little bit lower, which is not too big of a deal because that helps with some audio as well as other things like carpets and stuff. We don't have carpets in there though, but I will have a little carpet underneath my desk as I have it right now as well, just to ensure that there's also even better sound quality, and all these kind of things together will actually make up for very good experience, I hope. And it's gonna also offer us the chance to do more live streams simply by the fact that it is now fully isolated, and we don't need to fear, which it's not really been a fear, but it's been a problem per se, that still with this house, even though we tried our best to do whatever we were able to do to make this room as isolated as possible, but we still have the issue that when you're sitting downstairs in the living room and I'm recording, or actually recording is not too much of a big deal because I can focus really nicely on making sure that everything is isolated and I speak into a certain direction, and I pump up my microphone so I don't need to speak that loud. But while live streaming, this is a totally different story because I have to really focus on delivering a good live stream, and also just do certain things that just are popping up during a live stream. You know what I mean. It's really something more energetic and just more spontaneous, and you can't really always speak, you know, very low and stuff. And so this is really helping a lot with the fact that we can have a better experience overall. And I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, look at that. Look at all the plants. The habitat already looks pretty dope. Not gonna lie, it looks really cool. I think I'm just going to spam this thing down here quite a bit. Do we also have the buffalo grass? That would be really cool to just get a little bit of grass down here. Not sure if we have. Let's see what else do we have in the list of. This is like all the pieces that we do have with this animal. This is like oopsie daisy. Not sure how this would look, but no, it's no. I just want to make this Siberia-ish. This, yeah, maybe that works, but no. Maybe we're gonna go with these smaller ones then here. Why not? Just put them down. I think that's fine. Do we use the... I'm not sure if I'm gonna slap them all down here like this. It looks kind of cool. Yeah, whatever. Just gonna make that a little bit more long grass. I haven't even finished the... Oh, actually we have to use the nettle, because this is something that would be growing all over the place there. So let's just put that in here as well. Just make sure. I haven't done the terrain yet, so I still have to look at the terrain, what they favor and whatnot. So we are just going to look at that in a second. Let me just put some nettle down here as well. That would be growing on that side anyways. So just like plop some things down here and there. Awesome. So now we just need some couple little stones that I want to make sure that we do have on the ground. And I'm just going to do it this time a little bit different, like so, because I don't want to destroy the traversable area from them. So I'm just going to plop these things to the ground, sink it in until it's rather seamless, just making sure that it looks, you know, to have a bit more texture in here, but doesn't destroy for them the way of moving down. I think that's looking good. We can also have some bigger bits in here. I just want to make sure that we have something like that, you know, standing over here, and then just connect something to it. Hello, like this and that and that, and we just have another here. That's quite nice. And yeah, the next bit we have to do is obviously cover up this corner a little bit, like so and so. And yeah, that can go up, why not? And then just use the form of the random rotation. There you go, just having like a little bit of a boundary here. They were able to escape via that area, right? So we shall put in certain barriers by having some more stones and stuff in here, just giving this area. Actually, that helps with the look as well, so that's totally fine. Just plopping certain things down. Maybe they can still escape via that one, so we should actually have... So apparently, the game just crashed and I needed to redo a couple of things, and you will see that I basically finished the habitat real quick, because there were a couple of things that just kept crashing until I figured out that this was because of free build. And yeah, here we go. I just made sure that we have some certain security measurements here by putting some walls in. However, I wanted to keep these walls also like very much open so that people can watch through, and you can tell this is a very good solution, because kids and adults equally can watch these beautiful creatures over here. Just showing you real quick how this wonderful image comes together, and honestly, I am a big fan. I'm just gonna zoom in a little. Look at that. This looks absolutely sweet this way. Really cool, really lovely build. Especially when you consider that this is going to be like a, you know, a sandbox, not a sandbox, but actually a franchise build. One thing I just quickly want to do, simply because I think that's cool, is okay, I gotta have to just get rid of all these tags over here so we can have some snowy pieces down by the water, because I figured that might be cool to just have a little bit, cool, snow pieces, cool, you know, just have some snowy pieces by the water. Maybe have like a, yeah, almost like fake little ice shore on top of it. Not sure, like this, somehow like that, you know, just using a bit of a smaller bit here as well, something like that. And then we need these Arctic pieces for the bottom, maybe, you know, just to get it like a crystal look in. I'm really not sure if that like makes sense. I'm just going to plop them all in. There you go. This is the Arctic look, and then I just wanted to, you know, change the color anyways to a bit more of a Arctic blue, something like that, and then just play a little bit with the transparency, as if the water would be like really cool, you know. I think we need to have a deeper blue. That makes the whole, yeah, that looks That looks a little bit more aquatic. There you go. This is, I think this is, looks like cool water, and I feel like this is exactly what they need. And the last thing we're just going to do is we're just going to have some cobbles here to the side, which we are going to just quickly, we are going to use the random rotation as well. There you go. And we're going to create a building, and we are using my little trick over here, save the zoo, because I'm actually always fearing like a crash now. And we're going to make them like super bright, and this should be going into, not too bright, a little bit saturation in. There you go. Maybe this is not the best idea to have it that way. Maybe just also bright. Yeah, something like this. I think that's fine. And now let's just plop these things over here. They can also go a little bit into the water. Just ensure that they cover the area around. So we have a couple here and there as well. Making sure they all plop together later. Just everywhere, so that we have a little bit of coverage of these rocks. Not too dramatic, just here and there a couple of these. And that should be it. And now let's sink them very much significantly in. There you go, just to give that little bit of texture. Awesome. I think that's already it. That's already, I don't want to have more than that over here. And then we just get a little bit of sand, ever so slightly the sand in here, because that is just matching with the color a little bit better. Maybe we can even just get some of this in. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Awesome. I like it. Yeah, we are done, guys. Look at that. They are just wandering down now. Everything is good. Nutrition obviously is not the best, but other than that, we should actually put them some valid nutrition up in here, or like actually where they can put the food on top of, not the small one, but maybe the big one. Realistically, they put it inside, but I have slapped everything here with these things, so whatever. Let's put it here. Awesome. Okay. I mean, look at that. Look at this. We are done. And this is, who is escaping? Oh boy, someone is escaping. Who is escaped? And why do I not have a notification about this? I think it might also be the links area, by the way, because they are always, the problem about the links area is they seem to be escaped, but they're not. So maybe it's in here again. Let me just quickly check which animal is escaped, because we can see that over here. Location escape. Yeah, exactly. And if we go there, it's not escaped, is it? No, it's not. It's like in this very, very tiny corner in the back here. Oh, wait a second. Is it though? Wait. Is that maybe the corner in which they do escape? Wait. Cancel move, unbox, and you're back in the habitat, right? In order to avoid that happening again, I potentially should just put a rock in that corner. Oh gosh, maybe this is actually finally solving the issue I had for ages in that corner over here. Just put a couple of rocks in, and hopefully that solves the issue. Because with all the babies, they always had the problem that they could, like, technically they didn't escape, but practically the game always, there you go. That makes things a lot better. Awesome. Look at that, guys. We're done. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why I made the bridge the way I made it, I can tell you. And this is because of Planet Zoo. Look at that ridiculous size of the bridge. But then look at the size that actually is reserved for the animal itself. It is ridiculous. Yeah. It's, it is what it is, I guess, but still not very much my favorite thing to ever happen. Yeah, but now the tiger is moving down the bridge. Look, what are you doing? There you go. Boy, I love this habitat. I really do love this habitat. I think it is definitely one of the better ones in this. And I have some good ones in here, but this is really among the best ones I've done for Purrina Hill. Like, I really do like it. I really, really do like it. You can let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about it. I certainly am a big fan of this habitat. I'm not gonna lie. It really does look really good. And it also just, does what it should do. It fills in the gap between the areas that we still had, and yeah, I'm a fan, as you can potentially hear. Maybe we can also go to this side. Not sure what's the best angle though, but it's all a good angle. All angles are good. All angles are good. Look at that. Look at the tiger over here. I'm also a big fan of this model of the tiger. The Siberian tiger was one of my favorites from the very beginning of Planet Zoo. I mean, it's still one of the OG animals. So we had the newest cat and one of the oldest cats now in our last 2 episodes, which I think is cool. What are you doing there, mate? And in case you were wondering why I'm using all the Arctic pieces, obviously that is down to the fact that this game has the climbing issue whenever you use wood. And as you can tell, if I click on that one, you'll see that the building itself is non-climbable. For whatever weird reasons, they can get up the roof. Maybe they can jump that high, which is fine. Or maybe it is because they can climb on the tree and jump from there. But I don't care, because as long as they can't escape, that is all good. Funny enough, they can't even pass through here. That is insane. Okay, I don't care too much about this. We might be able to solve that rather quickly next time around. But for the moment being, that's that. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I certainly did enjoy it quite a lot. Really hope you guys did too. And if you guys did enjoy that, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Even though if you are very careful with your subs, sometimes you know, you help out a camel here, because I'm still thriving, or like going forward to that, you know, 77,000 mark. It's actually starting to be a little bit slower recently, because I think also Planet Zoo has seen its best days. So yeah, if you like the content, you want to see more of it, please let me know by clicking that sub button, or just leave a friendly, nice little comment. That would be awesome too. But now have a wonderful Christmas time, guys. Enjoy the time with your families. Be sure to really step down a little and, you know, just take the time to cool down. And I talk to you in the next one. Goodbye.